This tool changed the way I find and open files on the command line. Instead of typing the complete path to the file, dev/playground/docker/ssh server within Docker container/Dockerfile, I just type dev/p*** tab, then finish up with some more characters to filter, press enter, and boom, have the full path. By the end of this video, you will know how to use fzf to fuzzy find everything on the command line. Hi, my name is Marco. Let's get started. fzf is a command line fuzzy finder. You can think of it like grep, but unlike grep, it does fuzzy finding. You don't have to type the exact letters to find something. Instead, you can omit letters in between search terms. Also, fzf does have a few tricks grep doesn't. But essentially it's a text filter. You just give some lines of text to fzf, fzf's terminal interface comes up, where you can use fzf's fuzzy matching algorithm to narrow down the list. From this list you select one or multiple lines, and fzf just prints it out to the standard output. So basically it's an interactive text filter using a fuzzy matching algorithm. What's cool about it, by default fzf doesn't even do anything with this output. It just gives it to you and you have to do something with it. This fits perfectly into the Unix philosophy of using different programs and piping input and output of those together to create something completely new. It's like you have some blocks of Lego, put them together and then build something. You're only limited by your imagination. Okay, now you know what fzf is. Let's install it and play around with it. You know I'm running macOS and I usually use Homebrew to install my software. So let's install fzf using Homebrew. The command for the installation is really simple again, brew install fzf. So let's open up a terminal, paste that in. I'm running zsh as my shell, and good guy Homebrew tells us that we have to add this line to the end of our shell configuration file. So of course that's what we're gonna do. Let's use zoxide to go to the directory containing our shell configuration file. Just type cd conf zsh and boom, like magic, we're there. If you want to know how to set up zoxide, I just made a video about that. I'm gonna link it in this card for you. So let's open the configuration file. Let's jump to the end of the file and paste a line, save and close, and open a new shell, close the other one up. So our shell configuration file gets loaded. All right, let's try it out then. So we learned fzf takes some lines of text as input and then we can filter it interactively. Let's do a little example using echo and a list of fruit or something. So let's do echo, apple, then we do \n for a new line. I don't know, lemon, I can type lemon, new line, cherry, new line, and let's do peach. So let's pipe this into fzf and hit enter. So now here we can see a list of fruit. There's an active item, we can move around in this list and we can filter it. So if we type E, for example, you see the letter E is highlighted in all the lines. We can type A and that's enough to filter out peach. If we now hit enter, we can see fzf just put out peach to the standard output. Oh, and by the way, if you want to know how I moved the cursor without the mouse up there, I'm using Westterm. I made a video about it where I teach you how to use this feature called copy mode in Westterm and much more. I'll link it in this card. Sorry for the shameless plug. fzf search syntax is much more powerful than just fuzzy finding. If you look at the documentation of fzf, you can see it can combine multiple search terms while filtering a list. And also if you prefix search terms with certain characters, like this quote, the match type changes. So if you just type letters, fzf does just fuzzy matching. If you start with a quote, it will only exact match what you typed. Also, if you put it in single quotes on both ends, it will only include items that include your search term at the word boundaries. Then there's also prefix exact match. If you know some regex or maybe some Vim motions, this might seem familiar. So if you start your search term with this caret, then we have a prefix exact match. That means only items that start with your search term match. Similarly, there's suffix exact match. If you suffix your search term with a $sign, only items that end with your search term match. You can only inverse or even combine this with inverse prefix or inverse suffix to not include these items. And we saw already we can combine multiple search terms and we can even combine multiple types of search terms. Quite powerful stuff, this fzf magic. There's also options you can use for exact matching. You can also use the OR operator. If you don't use that and use multiple search terms like before, it's implicitly an AND operator between them. A common pitfall is also that you type unnecessary spaces, because if you add a space in between search terms, that indicates to fzf that you want to start a new search term, and that might lead to results you don't want. Like you can see in this example here, where someone wants to search for git add something, uses git and add as separate search terms. This then also matches this line, because fzf handles git space add as two search terms, git and add. and they are found here and here on this line, so this also matches even if the order is mixed up. Okay, let's talk about shell integration. All that we've done so far we could have done without adding the line to our ZSH configuration file. Let's look at it again. Because of this little line, we've got fzf integrated into our shell. What does this actually do? Let's take a little look at FZF's documentation. FZF's shell integration sets up 3 keybinds that we can use in our shell and also fuzzy completion. This one is so great. Control R, I use this all the time. Let's check out how this works. Back in our shell, we just press Control R and we get presented FZF with our command history. We can filter it. So if we search for git, maybe we can get all our git commands. We can scroll through it. Let's fuzzy search for echo. We see the 2 commands from the beginning of this video. Also the command from the last tutorial where we set up Zoxide. And now we can simply pick something from here. So we get this as a standard output. We could modify this now, or we could simply hit enter and run the command again. Filter, enter, and got cherry again. This is so useful for long or complicated commands you can't remember anymore or don't want to type out completely yourself again. I use this all the time. There are also more keybinds you can use here to switch between chronological order or relevance. Or if you browse to longer commands, Control/ you can toggle between line wrapping to see the whole command. Also, you can configure this even more with this environment variable, where you can pass additional options to FZF. We'll have a look at this a little bit later in the video. Let's first take a look at the next keyboard shortcut, Control T. This gives you a list that is generated using these options. Basically, it will be a list containing files and directories that are in the folder you're currently in. Let's take a look at this in action. So let's go to the .files directory and press Control T. Here we can see a list of all the files and directories contained in this .files directory. Of course, all the fuzzy finding magic works again here. So let's do where's Lua to select my westterm config and just open this. So this way it's easy to open some files or do something else with them. Let's get out of here. Of course, it would have been smarter to first type nvim, then space, and then Control T. Now let's filter again for where's Lua. Now I just have to press enter and don't have to manipulate the line again to open this file. So let's get back out and let's have a look at the last shortcut, Alt-C. This lets you change into the directory you filter out. This keybind gives you a list that's quite similar to the keybind before, but this time it's only directories, no files in there. You can also configure this again, even override the default command or some other options, and this can also be disabled. So again, let's switch to the terminal and see what we can do here. So inside my .files, I press Alt-C and then we get the same list again, almost, but now there's no westterm Lua config file in there. You see it's only 28 entries instead of 60, but I could switch into the westterm directory. With this shortcut, you don't even have to press enter after you selected your directory. It's set up in a way that you instantly switch into the directory after you selected it. So this is also quite useful, but we could also use Zoxide. So now let's take a look at the fuzzy completion for the shell. This kind of integration is a little bit different than the keybind integration. Let's take a look at it. Jump back to the .files directory, clear our screen here. Ooh, I hit the key a little bit hard, that was loud, sorry. So back here we want to open some more configuration files. So let's do nvim space ***. Now you can hit tab and we see the list of files and folders again. Let's do where's Lua again and hit enter. This is exactly the same as the Control T binding before, so nothing really new. But with this fuzzy completion we could pre-filter this. Let's do nvim westterm *** tab. Now we only get a list of the files contained in the westterm subdirectory. Let's do where's Lua again, but also let's combine this with an OR operator and add ZSH, so some more entries now. What we now can do in this list is hit tab to select this file, filter for another one, RC, hit tab again. Now we got 2 files marked. And if we hit enter, FZF gives us both files here, so we can open both of them at once. So if I do an ls, we see both of these files were opened. So in the documentation you see a little bit more examples of the file and directories completions, but also there are more completions. There are completions for process IDs. This one's really cool. So let's say I want to kill a process. I could just type kill *** tab. Now we have all the processes in the list and can filter in this list, of course. Now if I hit enter, fzf returns the process ID and I could kill this now, but I don't want to. Oh, and you can also select multiple processes, of course. Let's add another one here, asterisk asterisk tab. So we get the list again, but now we could say tab, I want to kill launch D, I want to kill log D, I want to kill SMD, and then we have 3 of them selected and hit enter. And now we get all these process IDs and we could kill them now, but we won't. So I'll press Ctrl C to abort this. So killing processes, very cool. Also there's fuzzy completion for host names. So if you have some hosts that are in your etc hosts file or in your SSH config file, you can use this to easily select them, to SSH into them. For example, if I do that, SSH dash asterisk asterisk tab. This is a list of things in my SSH config, and you see that I've SSH'd into terminal shop. That's actually a coffee shop that the Primeagen and some folks coded live on stream. Let's connect there for fun. Alright, and we can buy some coffee here. Really cool project. Shoutouts to the Primeagen. But to be honest, I didn't order anything because shipping to Europe is probably way too expensive. But really cool project. Let's close this up. What else could we do? Oh yeah, of course, environment variables and aliases is also something fzf could help us with. So I could write unset to unset an environment variable. And again, asterisk asterisk tab. And here you can see all my environment variables. I could unset one of them. Maybe, I don't know, shell. I've also got a bunch of aliases. So maybe I want to unalias one of those. I could do unalias space asterisk asterisk tab. Maybe LTA1 because this is actually quite unuseful. So let's do this. Oh, and we missed export. Let's try this. And now we could export these. Works like a charm. Let's talk about configuration a little bit. So maybe if I'm searching through a list of files in fuzzy finding with fzf, I want to actually see what's inside this file, have a preview of some kind. You can actually configure this. It's really cool. I say let's try it out. So how you do that is to export an environment variable. You have these for Ctrl-T, you have these for Ctrl-R, also for Alt-C. You can all configure them using these variables. Let's do Ctrl-T. Copy this, back to the terminal, paste, equals. Let's put these side by side so we can peek a little bit. So this is the first line. It basically skips internal Git files and node modules and some build output. So let's copy that, paste this here. This next line enables the preview window we actually want to have. This uses the bat command as a preview command. You have to have this installed. You could also use cat, but bat is basically a replacement for cat and can do syntax highlighting and a bunch of stuff. Maybe I will do a video on bat in the future. I've got this installed, so that's okay. These brackets symbolize the active line in the fzf list. This last line adds a keybind in its Ctrl-T mode, which modifies the preview window. We will check out what it does soon. Copy, paste, and enter. So now we've got this set. Let's maximize this again. Press Ctrl-T. We have a preview window on the right side. There are some arrows for the directories, but let's filter for our good old config file. Where's Lua? Here we can have a little peek in there. So what does Ctrl/ do? Let's try it out. It apparently toggles the preview window position from right to down to hidden, but the preview and the list is actually a little bit small. Maybe we can configure this also. Let's try. Cancel this out with Ctrl-C. There's also a configuration reference here on the side. Let's search for something like height. Apparently for the shell integration keybinds, the height has been limited to 40% or something like that. So let's reverse this. Just add this no height option, press enter and try Ctrl-T again. Now we have it in full screen. Okay, we can see a little bit more. This is great. So if you want to have this as our default command, all we have to do is take this, copy it, open our ZSHRC, go to the end again, export the variable we just created. This I didn't want to copy. Save and quit. Open a new shell. Now if we do Ctrl-T, we see this has the full height again. Let me toggle this pane to take up the full window. So this works great. This is how you can configure your shell integration of fzf even more. There are a ton of options and you can do basically anything you want. I'll just add another configuration for the Alt-C so that you can see a cool preview of the tree there. Just copy this for now, paste and save again, open a new shell, maximize it, press Alt-C, and now we see a preview of the directory and the directory structure. It's pretty cool, right? But actually, let's do the no height option also here. Paste this in, save, open another shell, maximize it, and do Alt-C again. Let's look at nvim config. You can see the start of my new config there. I will probably make a video on that in the future too. Yeah, and we can change it to this directory with enter now. So I showed you the reference before. On GitHub, there's also a wiki to FZF with more examples. I highly encourage you to have a look at it to get some inspiration. Oh, integration with Homebrew. Guess I have to take a look at this again myself. If you want to see how I set up Westterm on macOS, I'll link your video somewhere around here. If you want to see how I configure Zogside, I will also link this somewhere here. See you around and take care. Thank you.